am the greatest.
Someone look color. Someone look color. Someone look dash. Someone look color.
What is up, guys? I'm Silas Williams, aka TheSwolefessor, here to educate you on health, fitness, social well-being. And today, guys, I'm going to be going over 3 tips that I believe are going to help you all with your overall back development. Now, let's be real here. A lot of you probably clicked on this video because you saw the awesome thumbnail of your boy with the sick back pump. But just to be fair, let me show you what my back development looks like, in real time, no pump, just so you guys know that I'm not, pulling stuff out of my butt. So relax. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm working with as far as my overall back development. Now, why by no stretch of the imagination, I'm gonna sit here and tell you that I have like just the most vicious, amazing back in fitness or on YouTube or anything like that. I can definitely tell you guys that I believe my back is probably easily one of my best body parts just in terms of overall muscular development. Now granted, the shape, the way it looks, all that, that's genetics, you guys already know that. But in terms of just the amount of development and the rate of development that I've experienced, that's what I think, aside from, the kinesiology like that I believe I'm qualified to help you guys with this. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Tip number 1 is going to be pull-ups. You guys probably already saw this coming, and with good reason. The fact is, guys, pull-ups are a movement that hit the back in a way that no other movement can. If you guys have any questions about the pull-ups, or you want a full, tutorial over how to do the pull-ups, you have questions about the facts and myths versus what a pull-up does versus a chin-up does, anything you pretty much need to know about a pull-up, I have a whole video over it in the description down below. Probably one of the better videos I've done, so go ahead and check that out. Especially if you're somebody who doesn't know how to do a pull-up yet, or you're not able to, and you want to know the steps to progressing to doing one, I highly suggest you watch that video, because the fact is, guys, pull-ups are going to be a movement that just as a whole change your back game. While yes, if you're doing lat pull downs in different rows and different movements that cover all the muscle groups in the back, and you're progressively overloading on those, yes, your back is going to get development, no problem. But you guys know I'm all about those, the most bang for your buck movements, and the pull-up is definitely that. For one, the pull-up hits the back in a way that no other movement can, yes, including lat pull downs, aside from the fact that it hits more muscles as a whole than what the lat pull down does. Even the way that it hits the muscles the lat pull down does hit, it hits it in a very different way. Why? Because it's a calisthenic movement. You're moving your body through space, and all the research has shown us that there's just something different about the way our muscles respond to moving our body through space versus just moving weight on its own. That's kind of like the difference between a squat and a leg press. That's why the squat and deadlifts are such excellent movements, because you're moving your body through space. A lot of people don't think of those as calisthenic movements because oh, but there's a barbell on you, but you're still moving your body through space in the same way that you are on a pull-up or a dip. If you were to take a dip belt and add weight to it, which is why pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, chin-ups, whatever variation of pull-up you decide to do, highly suggest incorporating this into your back work, just because, like I said, it's going to give you the most bang for your buck, as far as it hits so many different muscle groups in a way that no other back movement does. The stabilizer getting hit, your lats, your traps, the biceps is a bonus. It's just a great overall back developer. And aside from just all the research I could throw at you guys, just from personal experience, as someone who's been doing pull-ups since he was 11 years old, so been doing bodyweight pull-ups for 12 years and weighted pull-ups for 6 years, trust me, you cannot go wrong with that. And a lot of people really underrate the pull-up. And why I say that is not to say that they don't think it's a good movement, or it's not, that's not a difficult movement, but they don't really do it. Like they're like, oh, I do lat pull downs, I do this machine, I do that machine, so I'm fine. But it's just not the same thing, guys. So if you're not doing pull-ups, definitely suggest that you start incorporating that. Tip number 2, free weight rows. Now, when I say this, I don't care if you're doing a bent over barbell row, I don't care if you're doing a T-bar row, I don't care if you're doing a pin lay row, but shoot, dumbbell rows, start to incorporate a lot of rowing motions into your training. Now, there's nothing wrong with machines, like machine rows, like seated cable rows, hammer strength, that's great, you can load a lot of weight onto them, but it's just not quite the same as taking a free weight that can adapt to your body structure in whatever way you may need it to, right? Because let's be real, there's some machines out there where no matter how you adjust yourself to it, it just may not feel quite as natural. Why? Because you have to put your body in a fixed plane and fixed range of motion based off that machine, whereas with a barbell, you can get into whatever position is more comfortable for you, with a bent over row, whether you're doing T-bar, pin lay, whatever. And the reality is, guys, is on top of the fact that it's just good for your overall mobility, functionality to do free weight movements, the reality is when it comes to those free weight rows, they're just great for those muscles, other than the lats. Yes, they hit the lats very well as well, just like, direct pulls do, but you're gonna be hitting your rhomboids, your traps, all those muscles underneath the lats as well that are gonna help push your lats outward and give your back that thicker look. Now, granted, as I'll explain in that pull-up video, if you guys check that out, you can't separate lat width from lat thickness, meaning if your lats are getting wider through hypertrophy, they're going to be getting thicker as well. But as I said, there's other muscles outside the lats that are involved in the back that when you get those thicker, it gives you that overall thicker appearance, and it's just going to also make your back just more powerful as a whole. So I'm not one of these guys who thinks that, oh, just do pull-ups and pull-ups only. Granted, I can only do one back movement, it probably would be weighted pull-ups, but I'm definitely a big believer in incorporating pull-ups along with different variations of row. Not telling you to stop doing machine work, but the bulk of your rowing should be free weight rows, just because you're going to get, once again, more bang for your buck when you do that. And the last thing, guys, is going to be you're not doing enough volume and frequency for your back. So what do I mean by this? And I'm not talking about people, you know, who are on a bro split who come in and they just smash their back with lots of volume. That's good, that's great. But once again, for optimal hypertrophy, you really want to be hitting each muscle group at least twice a week, and the back is no exception. If anything, guys, keep in mind that twice a week is a minimum. If you're on the right type of program, you can hit different muscle groups 3-4 times a week, and the back is definitely something that I recommend hitting 3 to 4 times a week if you're able to, depending on your current routine, your split. Why? Because it can take more frequency, it can take more total weekly volume because it's a bigger muscle group. It always blows my mind how you have people coming in doing, like, you know, God knows how many sets and how many exercises for their chest, for their arms, but their backs just don't get quite as much love. They don't get quite as much, you know, attention. And it's the same thing with our legs too, if you really think about it, which just doesn't make sense, guys, because think about it. Your legs, your back, they're bigger muscle groups than your chest or your shoulders or your arms. Therefore, they can take more of a pounding. They can do more total work. Plus, research has shown us that the back just tends to recover a lot faster than, say, you know, the chest. And in some instances, depending on like what we're talking about, to a certain degree, even the legs. That's why even on the program that I'm on currently, there's some type of back work every day, whether it's bodyweight pull-ups, weighted pull-ups, some type of row, deadlifts, because it can take that type of volume, it can take that type of frequency. Now, once again, you still want to keep in mind your max recoverable volume, meaning you don't want to do more than what you can recover from, but understand that that's going to be a way higher threshold with your back than something like, you know, your chest or your arms, just because it's a bigger muscle group. It doesn't make any sense, once again, as I point out, just due to muscle imbalances, but just overall for your back development as a whole, for you to be able to bench, like, you know, 315 plus, but you can barely row 225. That's not good, guys. Like, it doesn't make any sense for your chest to be that much stronger than your back. And really, the posterior chain is just capable of doing so much work. There's a reason that you can deadlift more than you can squat, usually, than what you can bench, right? So that's gonna be the next thing. If you're only hitting your back once a week, you definitely need to bump that to twice a week. If you're hitting it twice a week and you're feeling like it's lagging, you're not getting a whole lot of development, hit it 3 times a week. If you're already doing that, hit it 4 times a week. Like, the back can take it. As long as you make sure that you get adequate rest and recovery in between your sessions, I promise you your back will be fine. And just keep in mind, guys, that with these 3 tips, none of these is a magical, like, you know, oh, your back development is just gonna shoot up overnight. Not at all. And it doesn't take just one of these. I believe doing all 3 of these together, though, is gonna help your overall back development in the long run. And that's the big thing, guys. Understand that even with these tips, especially for those of you who are out of your beginner gains, it still takes time to build quality muscle, but I guarantee you, if you do these 3 things, you're gonna start seeing very significant differences in your overall back development, just for the mere fact that these are time-tested things that have been proven to work. Like I said, there's lots of research on it. You can easily, like I said, like the pull-ups are covered. Just go check out that video. I have all like the research involved with that video. It's all in the description for that video specifically, but you can do research over, like, you know, free weight rows versus machine rows. You can do research over, like, the benefits of pin leg rows and the carryover it has. You can do all the research over, like, the amount of frequency, the volume that the back can handle compared to other muscle groups. Just check it out. You guys know that I love giving you this information, but I'm also trying to help you guys get self-regulated, learn to do reading and research on your own as well. So go ahead, challenge me on this. Check that stuff out and prove me wrong if you can. Bet you can. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment down below. Let me know that you did. If you did not enjoy it, leave a comment down below. Let me know what I can do to get better. Like the video, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, specific, scientific. I'll catch y'all later.
I am the greatest.
Someone look color. Someone look color.